and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Let's do that. It's Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us on this very chilly Tuesday morning. It is January 21st. I'm Joe Callahan. That's Ed Carew right over there.
Hello there.
Hi there, Ed. And we expect Linda Tebow to be here, but little car issue this morning. The car is frozen. Well, basically, the door handle is frozen. And we're, now you gotta go find matches or a cigarette lighter or something.
Yeah.
Try to get heat it up so you can at least get into the car to start it. And then drive here. So we expect Linda to be in, when she can get here. So just drive safe, Linda, if you're on your way in. Our first segment's sponsor is the Carew Investment Group. So let's get a first message from Ed Carew.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. They say that in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, well, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibility seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or myself at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, and we'd love to meet with you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And all right, comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. So we had the inauguration yesterday, Ed.
Yes.
As you may have heard. I think it's in all the papers today. And so now Donald Trump is the president. And so we had, you had the big ceremony, and it was inside for the first time ever, and because it was so cold down there in D.C. And so what's everybody talking about? Melania Trump's hat. It always comes down to fashion, these things. Yes, Melania Trump's hat is at the center of attention on her husband's inauguration day. If you haven't seen it, just go Google it. Go Google Melania Trump's hat, and you'll see what we're talking about. Now, after she appeared with President Trump Monday morning, Google showed that Melania Trump hat was the breakout search. Okay. The First Lady wore a custom navy coat by Adam Lips and a hat by Eric Javits, or Javits, Javits. Okay. And I did see this. Trump appeared to air kiss his wife when he arrived for the swearing in, because the brim of the hat was in the way. Right. He couldn't. He's like, close enough. I thought that was funny. So she wore. It's a very wide brim hat. You really couldn't see her eyes.
No.
So okay. So that's what she wants to wear. That's what she wants to wear. And so all right. And the other big surprise yesterday was when they. I watched. Just when I watched it from CBS News. That was the feed I was watching, and they actually said, by the way, standing next to Melania is Barron Trump. And they said that's one of the biggest differences in the last 4 years, because Barron Trump is now 2 feet taller than the last time we saw him. And I was amazed. And they said he was 6'7". Now you're hearing taller, Ed?
Well, there's a couple places that say he's 6'9", so
Well, okay, close enough.
Yeah, close enough for government work. Huh?
Wow. Now, does he play basketball? Is he on the NYU basketball team?
I don't know if he does or not.
I don't know. He looked a little stiff. Maybe he doesn't wear a suit that often now because he's in college and all. But he was there standing next to his mother, and I did notice after the inauguration, he went over and he shook Biden's hand and Harris's hand.
Yes, he did.
So I thought that was very nice of him.
It was a classy act.
For him to do that and said, nice to meet you, or whatever he said to him. So, but yeah, look for Barron now because he's 6'7". All right, now, as part of the inauguration speech, Ed, I was keeping an open mind. I wanted to keep an open mind, and I listened to the whole thing. It was only 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Wasn't very long.
It wasn't terribly long. And so I listened to the whole thing, and this is just my opinion now. All right, Ed, I listened to the whole thing. I couldn't find one thing I disagreed with. Not one. From the drug cartels are now a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Great. To flags need to be flown at full staff, regardless of what's going on Inauguration Day. This is great. That's great. Okay, that's a great idea. To and the big one I took away, because I'm just trying to remember now. The mandate on electrical vehicles is going away, and I'm just I woohooed, in my house. I like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to be told is I have to buy an electric car.
Yeah.
I was like, fantastic, at least for the next 4 years. Who knows what happens in 4 years if another president comes along and wipes that out and puts it back in. I don't know, but I thought that's great. Did you find anything in his speech yesterday that you said, well, I'm not so sure about that, or I kind of disagree with that, or anything like that?
I can't think of anything. I thought his speech was good and more restrained than he normally is.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, as far as
Okay.
as far as going into putting down the other
side,
and then going back to 2020, the election was stolen. Of course, he used that during his next speech in the whatever that room was.
It's time to move on from that.
No kidding.
You're right. The other thing I thought of, and I know this is going to rankle some people in certain communities, certain different areas, but we're going back to there are only two genders, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you were born a male and you want to dress like a woman and call yourself Susan, fine. If that's what you like doing, you can still do that, and call yourself Chair. I don't care. You're still a man, and the other way around too.
Right.
Now, if you get sex reassignment surgery, I guess an argument can be made. Okay, you've changed, but this fluidity of today I feel like a man, and today I feel like a woman, and the switching back and forth. No. There's only two, and I like that. So and I know there's a certain segment of the population that's going to hate it, and I
I'm
get
sure
it.
there will be.
I get it, and maybe I'm showing my age, but okay, I'm showing my age, and that's the way it goes. We did get a note that was called in 766-1240. You can call 1 and 2, and it's about the inauguration, and mostly. What the note says is, here comes the, quote, crackdown by Trump on immigration, and it can't come soon enough. We must dissect this issue and put into motion deportation on a large scale. One of the strengths that got him elected. And what did I see yesterday? Something that he signed an executive order, and it basically put a stop to that website that the illegals were using in order to get an appointment to get into the United States illegally, and then they showed pictures from the other side of the wall, one of the other side of the walls, and boy, those people were not happy. All their appointments have gone away, and now they can't get in, and they were most were crying, and I can understand why. You thought you were getting in, and now you're not. So, all right, so it's day one. Actually, it's day two. He started a lot of these executive orders yesterday, and we're cracking down. Ed, what thoughts on his signing of the executive order that pardons all the January 6th people that are in jail, the insurrectionists, or whatever you want to call them?
You get kind of like mixed feelings on some of that, because some people were probably, they were found guilty of certain crimes, and this is their punishment. But I have a tough time going along with 1,500 people actually should be in jail because of that. How many people may have gone to that activity, so let's call it,
okay,
at the Capitol building or whatever the place it was.
It was the Capitol.
Yeah. and they went there thinking they were just going to be doing a peaceful protest and got caught up.
Yeah, now you're arrested.
Now you're arrested, right? You may not have
Causing a
done
riot,
anything. You may not have intended to do anything. You just were there. Your picture was put on TV and this and
Yeah.
that. Now you got picked up months later because you were there. And, I'm afraid that there may have been a lot of people who were maybe found guilty of things that they did not really do.
All right. Another note called into us. In 1985 was the last time an inauguration was held indoors. I did not realize that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Ronald Reagan
right.
was indoors, and okay, just wasn't aware. Now the other, keeping it on the on pardons. How about all the pardons Joe Biden did before he was not president anymore? His entire family.
Yeah.
Which is I'm like, and Dr. Fauci and a few others, and I'm like, and not so it's him. Well, I don't know if he pardoned himself, but his wife and his kids and their wives and his grandkids. It's for anything, and once again, for anything they may or may not have done, he just doesn't want them at all put under the microscope or be persecuted.
Yeah, that's
his whole family. I'm like, wow.
I guess, excuse me. I guess his reasoning is that with the Trump administration coming in, he may have gone after some of them for whatever reason. Maybe just, it doesn't matter why he may have gone after them.
Yeah.
So this gives them a blanket pardon, and also would prevent them from saying anything that could incriminate Joe Biden himself.
Okay.
Although the Supreme Court said recently that a sitting president is immune from prosecution for things, so he didn't have to get a pardon for himself.
All right. Bye, Moose. All righty. So, no.
But I really was upset about him
What?
pardoning his son.
Hunter?
Yes, because
You can't be
time and
surprised at
time
that.
again,
What, he said he
he
wouldn't?
kept saying that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Now, I knew he would, but don't tell me you're not going to do something
And then go and do it.
continuously tell me you're not going to do something,
Yeah.
and then say, oops, I
Oops.
think I'm going to, I
do it
didn't mean
anyway.
that. I'm going to do it because of, whatever reason he came up with.
Things got worse. Worse for his son, I think.
Yeah.
So, now, from what I also read, and if you read it on the internet, my gosh, it must be true. Is it? And I don't know if this is true or not, but let's say somebody posted this, that, okay, Biden has pardoned everybody on a federal level. The states, if they wanted, could still go after them if, let's say, Hunter Biden did something wrong in Virginia. The state of Virginia could still go after him. Or does that pardon cover states?
I don't know.
See, I don't know either. I don't know if this part is true or not. And that would mean every state, if they wanted to, like all 50, could go after Dr. Fauci if they really wanted to. I'm like, boy, what a mess that would be if every state decided to sue him.
I don't know about that.
So, okay. Just not up on my presidential pardons and what they cover and what they don't cover. So, all right. We'll say hi to Linda. But she's still taking her coat off.
Good morning.
She still has her earmuffs on.
I know. We'll get to Linda in just a moment, but it's time for our first segment break. And so, Ed, it's time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. The Carew Investment Group, telephone number is 765-8880, and we've got some simple advice about investing. Well, the truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends lasting for days, weeks, and months are long gone. Sometimes trends last for only part of a day before changing direction. And investing is not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn and find out which opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, we've seen them all, and we'll invest for you the same way we invest for ourselves. Carefully, very carefully, and it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with us. So give us a call at 765-8880. Our office is conveniently located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. Comments and questions can be called in to the Coffee and Panel at 766-1240. More coming your way.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. Good morning, Linda. You're all
Good morning. I'm
your-
thawed out.
You're all thawed out now, so that's a good thing. So a little issue with the vehicle this morning.
Yes, a big issue.
Big
yeah.
issue.
Well, it's
Frozen.
frozen solid.
All right.
Yeah, even though Dave, took my key and started it up for me, and he said, and I always leave it like everything on hot. I remember that from what you said. Leave everything
Yeah, so when it turns
ready to
on,
rock and roll.
it'll be cold when it first comes out, but
And
it
I'm
won't
like,
let you warm.
yay, my car's gonna be nice and toasty warm.
So how'd you get the door open?
Well, I went back in the house and said, Dave,
Dave.
it's frozen. So he went out and worked his magic and got
All
it
right.
open. Yeah.
He didn't damage the car, did he?
No, that's what I was afraid.
He didn't damage himself, did he?
No, he did not. No, he
Okay.
did not. And but then it took even though everything was like on high,
Yeah, it still took.
it took forever
To get
for it to
warm.
get because the windshield wiper blades were like solid. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
don't turn them on.
Yeah,
You'll
grr.
break
You'll
them.
break 'em.
So yeah, it was 1 degree.
Yeah.
1 degree.
Well, we're at 9 now, so
Yeah.
things-
Positive
things are
heat
going-
wave.
going all the way to 19. So
Oh my God, yeah. So anyways, here we are.
here we are.
A little
And
late,
so,
sorry.
Do you want to weigh in on Melania's hat?
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah,
she's
she
a
does.
she's a very elegant woman.
Yes.
She's gorgeous and a very elegant, tall, slender lady.
Yeah.
I think the hat was okay going into church because I don't know if it's a Catholic, whatever church it is. We used to wear hats to church, and it was very elegant. And I guess a designer did it, but it was too big for the inside stuff.
Couldn't see her eyes.
But you couldn't see her eyes, and she's lovely, and yeah, it didn't belong at a table where people are eating. And when people were trying to give her a kiss, they kept hitting their head. So I think,
Trump missed completely.
yeah. The thing is, I think she was stunning. She was absolutely stunning, and only Melania could pull that off. But I don't think it didn't belong. One of his daughters had a nice little black hat on. I don't know if you know. Oh, you didn't notice, I'm sure. And but it showed their lovely face and everything. But yeah, no, I don't think it was appropriate for the inside stuff, especially.
All right. And do you see Barron? He's 6'7".
I know he looks like his mother, doesn't he?
He does look like his brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was 6 foot tall when he was 14, I think. Remember?
I don't remember him being
I
that
remember
tall,
him
and all of a
at
sudden
at the beginning.
shooting up like
at the
this.
first time around, it
Yeah.
was
All right. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. I just tried real quick to look it up, and I can't get the rep's name. But he showed up for the inauguration yesterday wearing a sweatshirt and shorts.
Oh yeah, Fetterman.
Fetterman. Is it Steve Fetterman? Is it Steve?
No, it's not. I don't think it's Steve.
All right.
John.
All right. Who is it?
he showed up at the,
Oh yeah, and like jogging shorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
in the rotunda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
oh yes.
sir.
Oh yes.
I did not see that because I had it on, and like I wasn't glued to the television.
Well, I didn't see it while they were doing at the beginning, and the whole people were
No,
coming
I
in.
I guess
and
I
like
missed
this.
that.
You just saw it after the fact that he wore shorts as he walked in. I'm like, this is kind of important. This is a
Well, the thing is, it's a very, no matter
it's
what
a
your
ceremony,
and no matter what your politics, whether
Yeah.
you're happy, sad, or in between.
and he is a Democrat from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but it's tradition,
Yeah.
and you dress up when you go to things like that.
Yeah, and so here's a picture. That's what he wore. It's a black sweatshirt and gray shorts, and
that.
sneakers.
Oh, come on.
And I'm showing Linda a picture of him walking to the Capitol, and I saw pictures of him.
That is just so not right.
John Fetterman, yes.
You know.
And he walked into the rotunda that way. Everyone's in there, and suits and ties, and the women are all dressed up as well, and that's what he.
That's what you call ugly Americans.
Yeah.
That's like going to the coronation of the Queen. Well, kind of, sort of,
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know. Was he trying to make a statement, Ed? Have you heard
That's what he normally
just what he normally does.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
that's what I
he
heard,
used to
too.
go to some of the things in. I think he's a senator. Is he a senator or is he? What? Anyway, he went to some of the official.
He is a senator.
Yeah, he went to some of the things in the Senate, and I believe they censured him for
wearing
well,
that
as
kind
they
of
should.
stuff.
Well, I hope he gets a big censor for this because that's so inappropriate.
I agree. Although the congressional rules of attire were relaxed in 2023, and so there's no real. This is what you have
There's
to
no
wear.
dress code.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I don't think shorts should be part of that.
Well, they just relaxed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's saying, aren't there more important things we should be talking about rather than, how I dress? That's from him.
And I would give him that one, yeah. But I mean, at least, what kind of an image is this showing the kids, the young people? It's like. Nobody cares.
It's do what you want. Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
I know
it's kind of like a.
Well, like I went to high school. We wore a uniform, and you didn't even when we were in public schools. You didn't go to school in your pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Those pajama pants that they wear. You were going to school or you were going to church or you're going to work.
and I've seen things get more and more relaxed over time. The joke was always, mostly for men, Ed. You got your one suit, and it's good for a wedding, and it's good for a funeral.
Right, exactly.
But now, the last couple of weddings I've been to, I haven't worn a tie.
No.
But they specifically tell you it's very casual.
Casual.
The only one really dressed up is the bride and the groom, and that's it.
Yeah.
I did go to a funeral recently. I did wear a tie to this. It was one of those viewing for a couple of hours and then the service.
Yeah,
So it's all one on one.
Together.
And so I did wear a tie to that, but I looked at other people that were coming in, but they also weren't hanging around. So they treated it as a wake. And boy, if you've been to a wake recently, that is just that's wear whatever you feel like now.
Yeah. It could show up in your
You're
bed.
back to shorts and a hoodie like this guy.
Do you have a navy blue blazer?
I do.
Do you have a navy? You must.
I do.
Yes.
Dave has a navy. Yeah.
Just in case it's slightly below a suit.
It is, but
You'll
it's
stand by.
That's right.
It goes.
Because it goes with everything.
Yeah, like gray pants or tan pants.
Yes.
With a blue blazer.
Or black.
And
And different ties.
Different
yes.
ties.
And a white shirt.
And a white shirt. And you don't even need to with a white shirt. A
No,
dress,
you don't.
Could wear a dress.
Gray's okay.
Gray, blue.
Yeah.
They have little checkers in them. Got a collar that buttons up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think what.
But for the inauguration and things like that, inside the rotunda,
I got to tell you, I was in my
this is a
sweats,
ceremony.
but I was home.
Well, you're home. You're not
I
at
was
home.
watching it on TV.
He's not at home with his feet up on the.
No, I think it's a
hassock.
total lack of disrespect, not for the
thought so, too.
person,
No, for the
not for,
it's
but
for the ceremony.
and for the position.
The position, yeah.
For the position, Yeah.
All right, so that let's see. I think that's everything I wanted to. Oh, the other thing was, and Putin came out yesterday, had a little televised message.
Yeah.
I think it went on TV in Russia.
Yeah.
But it was a video at least sent over to Trump. One, congratulating him on being the new president, and looking forward to opening up a dialogue with him about the whole Russian-Ukrainian situation.
Yeah. Yeah, but they want Ukraine to give something back.
Well, let's find out what they want.
No,
and
I get that, and it's nice if we can have a dialogue and talk and stop these.
But that's been going on for
a long
3
well,
years.
that's been going on for a long time,
Yeah.
longer than that.
Something that people thought would take 3 days.
I know.
Yeah.
It's 3 years later, and it's
Yeah,
still going on.
that's what I mean. It's still going on, and sad. That's sad, and I'm glad they're going to talk about it. But
Well, we'll see. We'll
yeah,
get to it, and
we'll get to it.
and Trump is he's signing executive orders left and right.
Yes, he is.
All day yesterday
Yeah,
and all day today, and he's just going to keep on going.
Yeah, and the only thing, I thought everything about the inauguration was very traditional, very good. I didn't see the guy with the shorts. That would have upset me. I'm glad I didn't. And the pomp and circumstance, the choruses there, the army band. Everything about it was really good. It was really neat to see the presidents there.
Yep.
I thought it was really
living
nice.
Presidents, yeah.
I thought that was really good. I thought the swearing in was very good. I think
What didn't you like?
his speech.
See, I liked his speech.
Well, I liked
everything in
his.
speech.
No, he was calm and
Yes.
the speech was good. But it was really offensive to those sitting presidents that
Boy,
were there.
I did say that to Ed. Tough to be Biden and Harris. To have to sit
Well,
there.
not only Biden and Harris
listen
and
to it.
Obama, and, well, I guess not Bush,
Michelle didn't go.
but I noticed that, and you know what? I know how she feels about him, but I think as the former first lady,
She should have gone.
she should have gone, and
Okay.
for her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, I think she, I get it. She's a strong, independent woman, and she has strong feelings, and I get it. But her husband sucked it up, and he was there because he was a former president,
Yeah.
and I think she should have too.
All right. But it was tough for
I
Biden
think it was
and Harris
it was
and
bad.
Obama
it was
and
bad.
Clinton
And-
to sit there,
to
and,
sit there
and listen to
and
what
sit
everything
there and
Trump's
listen.
going to do.
And
Yeah.
I mean, he could have said what he was going to do, but he didn't have to bash. It was kind of like
Well, he didn't say anybody by
little
name.
bit of a. No, I know that, but
He just said we're going to bring it back. We're going to get better. We're going to make America great
yeah,
again.
I know. But
the
you
slide's
know,
over.
And he was calm. But did
Yeah.
you hear him at the
No,
rally?
no. He
Yeah,
went over to the
that's
Capitol
where
Center.
that's
I
where
wish-
he went back to full.
He
Full
went
Trump?
full
Full
Trump.
Trump.
And you know the thing is, and my thinking was this: the election's over.
You won.
Stop. You won. It's over. Stop. Now get to work.
But he's there in front of his people,
I know.
his troops.
But he gives his people
And
a
they,
bad
and
name.
but they all love hearing that stuff.
I know they do.
And I'm sure they all cheered like crazy.
Oh, they did.
No,
Oh, they did.
No, that's,
they
then
did.
that's what he's
But
doing.
It's not. The election's over. Your guy won.
And from what I heard yesterday, and you may not agree with this, it wasn't really an inaugural address. It was more like a State of the Union address, is what he did. Would you agree with that?
With what he did at the inauguration?
With his speech at the inauguration,
Yeah.
more of a State of the State address, as opposed to an inaugural address. No, you don't agree with that? Okay.
No, I don't. I don't think it was more like an inaugural, more like a State of the Union address. I mean, he laid out a course of what he wants to accomplish in his
Yeah.
4 years.
Okay.
And I think that part was good.
Yeah.
I think that part was good. He could have done it. I mean, he wasn't shouting and looking.
Yeah. Right.
But it could have been done in a kinder way.
Well, that's not his forte.
I know it isn't, but I think
he does
his-
nothing in a kind
I
way.
think his speech people were trying to get him to be a little.
I'm sure they wrote it so he'd be a little softer, and he
Softer.
goes, "Well, we'll change that
Yeah,
and change
just
that
change
and
that,
change
yeah.
that." So.
And yeah. And my only thinking was, and I had texted that to somebody. The election is over.
All
It
right.
is over.
But when he's talking to rallies of his people, he's
Yeah.
going to talk. He's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
like that.
No, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, but he's
No,
going
especially the thing, because I think he did refer to unity in his speech. If if my memory serves, he did.
to. All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program. We got more things to get to, and we're going to give you the weather forecast right now, being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Increasingly cloudy today with a high of 19 degrees above zero, wind chill values as low as 2 below, calm wind. Tonight, cloudy skies during the early evening, gradually clearing with an overnight low of 3 degrees. Wednesday's weather, sunshine, a high near 20 with wind chill values at -4. Thursday, partly sunny, high near 30, calm wind. Friday, sunshine and 29. Saturday, sunny skies and a high near 30. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high near 37 and a breeze from the west. And on Monday, a chance of some snow. Partly sunny, though, with a high of 35.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street under the sunny skies, we have a chilly 11 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Information at positivecoach.org.
What does it mean to be owned by your customers? It means we don't answer to a headquarters in New York or a board of directors in Switzerland. It means we answer to a teacher in Woonsocket, a small business owner in Greenville, a contractor in Warwick. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigant Credit Union.
People choose cremation over a casket burial for any number of reasons: cultural or religious tradition, personalization, simplicity, cost, and time are just some of the reasons. But only you can decide if it's the right decision for you or your loved one. Annette at the Beraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center can answer your questions about the cremation process to see if it's the right decision for you. Beraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center, Spring Street, Woonsocket. Visit ProvidenceCremation.com.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at WoonsocketRadio.com.
And it's Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And I thought Carrie Underwood did a fantastic job of singing
did.
America the Beautiful,
Yes.
and rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
Because technical difficulty, she was supposed to have music behind her,
Yeah.
and nothing. And she said, okay, well, we all know the words. So, and launched it, and then everybody started singing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was great. And the U.S. Naval Glee Club that sang the Battle Hymn of the Republic as they marched in, I'm like, wow.
Wow, wasn't that awesome?
That was
Wasn't
spectacular.
that awesome?
Yeah.
And you know what went through my
That is so
mind?
cool.
And you know, and it was beautiful. And you know, I used to sing in a choir. And to sing in a place like that.
Oh, that rotunda, the acoustics.
Oh my God, the acoustics. But you know, when they were coming in and the men were
Yeah.
there and they were starting, you know, the battle hymn. And I'm
All
thinking,
those baritones.
whoa, I don't, you know, in my mind, in this generation that we're in, and I said, gee, I think they must have women in the Navy. So somebody must be saying, where are the girls? Where are the women? And then, of course, you know, it was all the men because it was the baritones and you know, and all of that. And then here come the women, you know, and I bet somebody's going to say, why weren't they mixed together? Well, you don't do that in a chorus.
Right.
You don't do that in a chorus, right? But, you know,
They sounded great,
someone's
though.
going to say something.
Why?
Well,
Because
wasn't it awesome?
they came in second?
Yeah. Wasn't that awesome?
Oh, it was terrific.
I thought the guy that sang the Star Spangled Banner
Oh,
was
my-
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
great.
What
You're
does he
right.
call him? America's tenor. Oh my
Yeah.
God, what a voice.
He was great, and he sang it the right way.
The right,
He
no,
didn't- he
no,
didn't-
no
yeah,
flourishing.
exactly. Yeah.
They're not supposed to, you know. It's against. It's not ethical to do all that, blah, 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 you know, that old
Yeah.
tra-la-la stuff, you know. And you know, when we talk about proper attire, Tebow, who wears jeans all the time. So he said, well, he doesn't have a tie on. I said, David, he's a singer. He's a
yeah.
tenor. He needs
Yeah.
that collar open so that he can sing.
For the breathing part.
But the breathing is good when you're a tenor like that. What a voice, though, huh?
Oh, they
Wow.
did terrific.
Wow, yeah. No, that whole thing was, you know, everything about that ceremony was awesome. It was awesome.
So every year, for the last 20 years, Coca-Cola debuts a custom Coke bottle for the inauguration.
Really?
Yes, the company posted a photo of Trump holding the one they brought yesterday for the commemorative bottle last week. Custom Coke bottles have been previously given to presidents for their inauguration, but this is the first time Diet Coke was used because Donald Trump's a Diet Coke drinker, not a regular Coke drinker.
Oh.
So they made a commemorative Diet Coke bottle
Wow,
for the
I
for the
did not know
inauguration.
that.
Yeah, they've been doing it for
Oh,
20. I didn't know that. They've been doing it for 20 years.
It's nice traditions, like in Joe Biden did leave him.
Yeah.
President Biden did leave him the note.
Okay, good.
That he left him the note, and when
And it makes you wonder if they're sitting around the conference room at Pepsi 20 years ago. Oh, why didn't we think of that?
yeah,
Get my marketing people up here. We're going to have a talk with them. All right, moving on to other things. Down here in Rhode Island, police in Warwick they've released surveillance images. There's that's not it. People in Cranston police. They're looking for a suspect. He broke into a dry cleaner and stole $10,000 worth of high-end designer coats.
whoa.
If you see someone walking down the street with 2 armloads of coats,
Think somebody would know?
especially with plastic around all of them, you would think,
and
what?
how does he know? How does that person know that there are designer coats in there getting cleaned?
I don't know.
Sounds like
Is it an inside job? I don't know. The break-in at the Stadium Cleaners, which is on Park Avenue in Cranston, happened January 2nd. Police say the suspect got away with 5 or 6 Moncler coats, Moncler. Got to be a designer of some kind.
Yeah.
Police, so 5 or 6, and we're looking at $10,000. These are real
Wow.
high-end
High-end.
merchandise here. How does he know they're there?
Yeah.
Maybe he got lucky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cranston police have released surveillance video of the suspect. He's walking northbound on Flint Avenue in Cranston with a coat under his arm. Anyone with
A
information?
coat?
Just with the coats, all of them. So he's just
Yeah.
I got him. And he's just 5 or 6 is not going to look suspicious.
Not?
I don't think so. All right, you don't have a car, and you took your coats to the cleaner. And you can't tell from a distance that they're
okay.
designer coats,
Right.
and they're worth
okay.
thousands
All
of
right.
dollars.
Yeah.
But anyone with information is asked to contact the Cranston police. But that's a big heist,
Wow.
right there. Ask Jane sometime if she knows who Moncler is, Moncler.
I don't know, but Jane doesn't have any $2,000 coats that I know of.
You would know that. Nor do I.
Well, maybe they're hidden from you, Ed. You don't know. The Warwick police did release. I brought this up. The Warwick police did release surveillance a suspect in an armed robbery of a gas station at a Cumberland Farms on January 9th in Warwick. A man wearing a winter jacket with fur-trimmed hood pulled a gun on the clerk, demanding money. The suspect left after taking the money, met up with the man across the street, and they both fled the scene.
Was that a gas station, you said?
Well, it's a Cumberland Farms,
Oh,
so it's a convenience store gas station down there on Washington Street in Warwick, and I believe they're told they're trained. If someone comes in and demands money, here you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's it. Whatever you want. Okay, so there we go. So that's what happened down that way. It is really cold, obviously, outside. The warming shelters are open. There's one here in Woonsocket on 356 Social Street, right across the street from the Woonsocket Motor Inn.
Where is
There,
that?
there's the Marquette building, the
Yeah.
old Marquette building. Okay,
Yeah.
it's basically the next
Plaza?
plaza up, and the building doesn't, according to Dave, the building doesn't face Clinton Street. It faces the parking lot, so you don't really see the front of it.
Okay, I know.
And
the
it
one.
used
Is
to be-
it like a little gray? What used to be there? I'm
Yeah,
trying to
Social
think.
and,
department store.
Yes,
What?
social department.
Social department store.
Okay, yeah.
CVS owned it for a while, but Thunder
Yeah.
Mist owns it now. According to the information we got yesterday,
Really?
they just haven't done anything with it. They just own the building.
Oh,
Right now, it's open as a warming center to go in and get out of these
Is that
freezing cold.
24-hour warming center?
I believe so.
Yeah.
During this crisis right now, you may have heard yesterday, Linda. We had our first case of the measles.
Yes,
in Rhode
I
Island.
heard that. Unvaccinated
in
child.
12 years, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and yep, a child that did not get vaccinated for the measles
And travel.
caught it
And they said they had
He did go travel.
Travel, yeah.
internationally.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He did have to go to Rhode Island Hospital. Was it Rhode Island Hospital? No, Hasbro Children's Hospital,
probably, yeah.
and to be treated. He does. He is now back home and doing okay. The child did not have any school or daycare contacts, and the risk to the public is considered very low. Just whoever lives in the
Yeah.
house, if they have not been vaccinated. So, I don't know if did you hear, Linda? Because we were looking for the age of the child, and I was talking 2, 6, 12. Where are we? And so I don't. We haven't heard. So Okay, so, but yeah, first case in 12 years. That's a biggie. All right. Well, they're coming to Massachusetts, Ed.
Who is?
The ICE immigration sweep
Oh, okay.
includes Massachusetts cities like Boston and probably Worcester and probably Springfield, and usually Lawrence is thrown in there. I don't know if they plan to go down to Fall River and New Bedford, but
Are these the cities that accepted the immigrants because of that shelter-in-place thing in Massachusetts? Are those where, those weren't sounding like the places that accepted people? No.
well, they were in hotels.
They were in
Yeah.
hotels. Yeah.
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 Healy wants them out of the hotels now. Healy wants them out of the hotels.
Oh, I know
now.
she does now, and
Yeah.
I know she wants to change the law now.
Oh
that
yeah.
she's
Oh, now
seeing-
now she's interpreting the right to shelter differently too.
Yeah, because
How really? How?
It was meant for people
People
that
live
live in Massachusetts for a minimum of 6 months to a year,
Yeah.
and are
Yeah.
and are
Yeah.
homeless for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, she found
That's
out
not what
how,
it says.
but she found out how much it cost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That and the Fed's not going to come up with all the money that she wanted,
Right.
probably.
And the same thing with her speech about her prior position of we're not going to let anybody go. Any immigrants that are here, we're not going to let them be taken away.
Yeah.
Is she
Yeah, right,
backtracking
yeah.
on
Now we're not going to let any legal.
that? Well, no. If you're legally here, you don't get to go. You
Right.
don't go home. All right. The initial sweeps, by the way, they're looking at Chicago, New York, Miami, but also Boston is not far behind, and they expect to. Massachusetts are also expected to be a top priority in the administration's plan to conduct a mass arrest of illegal immigrants. Doesn't say whether or not they're going to hit the other cities in town. So, and Dave was telling me earlier he's already seen the commercials have gone up from lawyers. Are you an illegal immigrant?
Oh, really?
Are you
Why
going to have
haven't
trouble with immigration? Give us a call.
Really?
and we'll defend you. I don't know what they could do. I don't know.
They're not going to do it pro bono, I'm sure.
Well,
Yeah,
how
maybe
much
they
money
will.
do they have?
Exactly. Yeah.
So look for those. Those might be
Oh, wow.
sprouting up billboards and radio and
Opportunities,
TV and so and newspapers and just if you need help, they won't say are you illegal, but do you need help with immigration? Contact us and we'll see what we can do for you. So okay. Let's see. Other things going on. There were protests in Boston yesterday for the inauguration.
Yeah.
A group gathered at the government center, and they marched through downtown Crossing to the State House. They chanted in opposition to the expected federal immigration enforcement efforts and to the war in Gaza. Do they want the war to continue in Gaza? I thought it stopped. We have a ceasefire.
Yeah.
We're exchanging prisoners.
Yeah.
Do they not want that?
You know what? Does this seem fair to you?
What?
They released 3 hostages.
Hamas did?
Yeah, 3 hostages.
Okay, how many did Israel release?
And then we released 90 prisoners.
I don't know. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it always works that way.
Are
For
there
some reason.
Are there more? Is Hamas holding more?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a whole lot more.
Yeah, they're supposed to
But
release them
doesn't-
over a
shouldn't it be
3-month
like-
period or something.
Okay. Yeah,
One
you think it'd
for
be like
one.
50-50,
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
but it's never like that.
It's
on
never
these
like
things?
that.
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
It was the same thing when they got the not to that degree, but was that woman basketball player?
Yes.
Oh,
we
yeah.
It was
released all
her
those-
and one other guy, I
Yeah.
think, that was released out of
Yeah.
Russia, and we let like half a
More.
dozen.
Yeah.
Linda, here it is. The Boston group Lawyers for Civil Rights
Oh, okay.
is setting up an immigration defense hotline.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. The line has been set up to help people who are facing imminent threats related to immigration enforcement. These could include immigration raids or mass deportations. And then I got the number here, but I'm not
Was
going to
it
give it on the
Lawyers
air.
for Civil Rights?
That's what the group is called. Lawyers for kind of like a Doctors Without Borders kind of
Well,
thing.
they could
It must be
then.
lawyers from different.
Then they will be working.
laws.
They'll work pro bono.
They are going to be work for free.
Yeah,
So then there is a number to call, and it's up in Boston. If you want it, I guess we can give it to you off air.
If you're here illegally, do you
Individually.
have civil rights?
Well, I was going to say that.
According to the left, you do.
You do. Human rights. Yep.
Human rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not civil rights. You got human
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
You're a person head. Is that the other thing I heard yesterday that Trump wants to stop the deal one if an illegal immigrant woman comes into the United States and has the baby,
Yeah.
the baby's automatically a citizen. Did he not say he wants to
Yeah,
get
he
rid of
wants
that?
to stop that
Birthright.
Birthright. That- yeah, that's
he
what it
wants to stop
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Huh?
I like it.
They're a citizen if they're born here.
Well, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that because they're coming here just so that they can have the
Right,
baby here.
exactly,
So it isn't.
yeah.
They know this ahead of time. All right. Melania's Trump is making waves on the internet, by the way. You didn't
Because
hear.
of the hat.
This is the hat.
Yeah.
All you got to do with the breakout search on Google is Melania Trump hat.
Yeah.
How do I get it, and how much does it cost?
A lot.
It's got to be
You know those
$500.
coats?
She's
coats
wearing
that
a
they said she's
$2,000
got-
coat.
Yeah, she's
You think the
probably-
hat's 500?
Oh,
More?
Yeah, a big designer, and I forgot the name of the designer. 'Cause they
Javits
named
or
it.
Javits?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean that whole outfit
Yeah.
that she wore.
Put together nicely.
Yeah.
So more than $500 for the hat.
Probably because that outfit she wore probably was a $5,000 outfit if you look at her shoes and everything. Sure.
Wow. All right.
She's
It's a lot for a hat.
she's
That she's only going to wear once.
she's a classy lady.
Okay.
Very elegant. Very elegant.
All right. We're
yeah.
going to take a break, Aaron Coffee, and more coming your way. Please stick around.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners, like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits, in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
Hi, all parrot heads. I'm Joe Callahan, the maitre d' inside the Tiki Bar. Heard every Saturday at noon on ON Radio. It's 1 full hour of Jimmy Buffett music. Get out your Hawaiian shirt, grass skirt, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready to keep the party going. Thanks to our Tiki Bar sponsors, Attorney Bob Lauder, the Carew Investment Group, Pepin Lumber, and Coletta's Furniture. The Tiki Bar, every Saturday at noon on ON Radio, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, and streaming online at OneSocketRadio.com.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
And it's Coffee In on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow, and Ed Crew is here as well. And I want to add Ed something, and then he just stepped out of the room. So, all right, now I got to come up with something else. Columbus, Ohio. A man is facing charges, allegedly throwing a hammer through a Columbus, Ohio fire station window over the weekend.
Why?
Court documents show Antoine Mitchell has been arrested on assault charges in connection with the early Saturday morning incident. Authorities say a firefighter, was left with cuts and loose teeth when she was hit in the face by the hammer. It doesn't say. It doesn't say why he threw the hammer through the window. But unfortunately, a firefighter probably just sitting around and sitting near the window, and now this ladder, the glass comes through and the hammer comes through, and she probably got hit in the face. Wow, that's.
Why would anybody want to throw?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Fire department.
So Ed, see, you missed out on this, Ed.
What?
At least I think you did, unless you're the person that bought it. A typed early draft of the lyrics to Bob Dylan's "Mr. Tambourine Man"
Oh, okay.
just sold at auction. $508,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Was this you?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah, you should.
We used to play it, but
You didn't? Oh, okay. Now, the lyrics were tossed in a trash can by Dylan back in 1964 after he spent the night writing them at rock journalist Al Aronowitz's New Jersey home. Yeah, so he probably crumpled it up and said, this is going nowhere.
No good.
We'll try again. So Aronowitz rescued them, passed them down to his children when he died in 2005. Other Dylan items were also up for sale, including a Fender Telecaster guitar that got $220,000, and an abstract oil painting by Dylan that he did that sold for $260,000.
Wow. Who knew he was an artist?
I didn't know
I
he
mean,
was.
I knew he was a vocalist.
But a painter, let's
yeah.
say. He's painting Manning now. You know, those commercials. So, wow. $508,000 for the original typed out lyrics. I'm surprised he typed out just to write him shorthand.
Yeah.
Maybe he did, well, longhand. Maybe he did write him longhand. I said, let me type it out and see if it gets any better. And then it didn't. But how about this guy? He said, no, I'm going to save this just in case.
Just in case.
It becomes a hit. And it wasn't a huge hit with him, but the Birds did okay with it. And wow, so you never know what's going to make money on the what people are going to buy for on the auction blocks. So okay. The Pope, by the way, is against this mass deportation thing that President Trump wants to do. The Pope is, yeah. Not surprised.
Well.
But yeah. Pope Francis says, if the plans for the mass deportations come to pass, it would be a disgrace. Speaking to an Italian TV show, the Pope said that Trump would end up making, quote, poor wretches that don't have anything foot the bill, unquote. He said that's not how you solve problems. On Monday, the Pope urged Trump to help foster a society with, quote, no room for hatred, discrimination, or exclusion. Oh, that's another thing he's getting rid of. DEI.
Mm-hmm.
That's going away.
Well,
that's been going away for several months on its own.
On its own, yeah, by attrition. Companies are doing it, but now at the federal level, the whole diversity, inclusion, what's the E stand for? I can't remember. Equity.
It must be.
I think so.
Equity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Diversity, equity, inclusion. Yeah.
All right. Not only Trump has talked about let's make Canada a new state.
How I feel about that one.
Well, here it is again. Democratic Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton of Washington, D.C. wants her colleagues to pass the legislation and make the District of Columbia a U.S. state. I'm surprised it's not.
Okay.
But Norton released a statement yesterday noting that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s lifelong support of voting rights, including his support of home rule for D.C. She said the celebration of Dr. King's birthday should encourage Congress to complete work on important voting rights legislation that's still pending. That includes her bill to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state and give residents the right to vote in federal elections. Those residents can't vote in federal elections?
Why?
If you live in Washington, D.C.?
I have no idea.
Wow.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. They can vote for their
but
state senators and state representatives and probably who would they vote for governor? Would it be Maryland? I guess wherever the dividing line is between Maryland and Virginia. But okay, they want them to have a...
How big? It's not big.
No. And from what I understand...
They probably, by making them a state, they would have their own governor and things like that.
They would have to.
They would have their own governor,
And then reps and senators in the state as well.
Why can't they vote in federal? That doesn't make sense. They can't vote in federal.
Well, that's what this
says they can't vote in federal elections?
Yeah.
Give residents the right to vote in federal elections.
Okay. That's above my pay grade.
Yeah, mine too, but it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, but not the only thing that doesn't make sense in this country.
No.
But this has come up before. Let's make Washington, D.C. a state. And I think if they do make Washington, D.C. a state, then Rhode Island gets bumped out as the smallest state.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Now we got nothing. We're not now we've become the second
smallest.
Like Delaware is right now.
And nobody remembers who's second.
No.
Who's the second guy in the room?
And at least,
I don't know.
well, it's Delaware right now. But at least they can always say, what are they? It's on their license plate. They were like the first to ratify the Constitution.
Yeah.
So they've got that going for them.
Yeah.
And that can't be taken away.
Yeah.
We're the smallest state.
We're the smallest state.
And now that would go away.
Yeah.
No, at least Washington, D.C. can't take away our ocean.
No, we'll be the Ocean State. That's right. All right. Caller called in, 766-1240. Massachusetts owes the federal government $2.5 billion. Yeah, they misused some funds from COVID. And I don't know what they did. Billion with a B. That's right. B. Yeah. Ooh. And now Healy blames
Charlie Baker.
Charlie Baker's right. But that's what you do. You blame the previous administration. And they go, oh, I don't know. So yeah. They got to pay it back. The government wants it back. So yay for us, Ed. Yeah. It's not good. Doesn't say
we got
when
a budget surplus.
Yeah.
Do we have another one this year?
Yeah.
Is it $2.5 billion?
I think it's more than that.
Is it?
Well, there you go. Pay it back.
So we've already
not just for this year.
We've already paid into it.
Yeah. The accumulated surplus.
That COVID money ended up causing a lot of problems in a lot of places.
Yeah.
In different ways, yeah.
Especially like, in the where the schools and everybody started putting more positions on, and now the money's gone, and how are you going to pay for it now?
What do you mean we're not getting it back?
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. That don't put on new positions when you.
I thought that was going to be forever.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, jeez. All right, so that's what we get to look forward to, paying that back to the feds.
Wow.
Is it Charlie Baker's fault? Is it Healy's? I don't know whose fault this is. Could be a combination of both.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay. Trump said it's now the Gulf of America.
I know.
He said that yesterday in the speech.
I know.
And it just comes down to who names these things. And no one knows.
Well, like, Mount McKinley, going back to that, because that
like
was
that.
Obama. Yeah, well, and that was the original, but
it was originally called Mount McKinley. They changed it to Denali.
Denali.
He's switching it back.
That was what President Obama.
He switched it to Denali?
Switched it to Denali.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no one... Trump's just saying, it's just...
But I think that had to do with
it's just Gulf of America,
the
America
native indigenous people there.
Yeah, that's what they called it.
They called it Denali. Yeah. That's why it went back to that.
And they kept petitioning the United States to change the name
back to Denali. Yeah, that's what that was.
All right.
But Gulf of America... I mean, it's always been
the Gulf of Mexico.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Don't mess with our geography lessons. It was always the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, Pluto will always be a planet. I don't care what they say. So so people of a
or
certain
a dog.
age, or a dog, that's right. But people of a certain age, we'll just always call it or refer to it as the Gulf of Mexico, because that's what we'll be used to.
That's like the Caribbean.
Caribbean. You're absolutely right. That's this goes back to
get that right, because the pirates of the won't know where to go.
That's right.
Well, that's like back in the 70s when I was in elementary school. President Ford, we're going to switch to the metric system. Okay, let's just switch. And instead, they were teaching us how to convert. I'm like, why?
Why?
So it would have been now, 40 years later.
Yeah.
And everything would have been fine, except, people older than me would be still referring to feet and inches. Well, okay. Like Linda.
Yeah, I would have been one of them.
While the rest of us were
But I know how to do
leaders.
Cursive writing.
So do I.
You do?
Oh, sure. We were taught that.
You were. My kids were. Yeah.
A funny story?
Yeah.
And Dave and Denise can attest to this. I have atrocious handwriting. In the second grade, you were given a pencil from the teacher.
Yep.
And that's what you wrote with. And then she would second or third grade, she would start to teach us how to write in cursive.
Right.
And that's when you learned. And then she had a poster board on the wall and listing kids in the class. And if your name was on the list, that means your handwriting is so good, using a pencil, you can now move on to pen.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I never made the list. Never made it. And now it's May, all right? School's out in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And she finally came to me and said, here you go. And she gave me a pen and said, I can't wait for you anymore. It's never going to get any better. It's never going to get any better. So and we got to show you how to use a pen. So here you go. I checked it every day and never made the list.
Did your pencil have eraser when they
Yes.
did?
Yeah.
See, in my day,
No erasers on the pencil?
No erasers.
So if you made a mistake, you just kept the
Too
mistake?
bad.
Wow.
That's not. No. Well, I remember too. The pencil had no eraser, but if you really, really were stuck, you go to the teacher and she'd fix
erase it.
Yeah.
All right.
But we didn't have erasers.
Wow.
Not allowed.
I had a teacher in 8th grade that gave us spelling words.
Yeah.
Well, they called it vocab words because
Yeah.
little kids had spelling words. Vocabulary sounded so much more important.
Yeah.
But her rule was you would write out the word, but if you made a mistake, the answer's wrong. We couldn't cross it out.
Right,
We
yeah.
couldn't erase
Yeah.
it. Start over. Once you misspelled it, or you think you've misspelled it, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a bizarre rule to have. So and maybe it was to slow us down, but you wrote really slow in that class
And
to make
paid attention.
and paid
to it,
attention. Okay, the word is broadcast. B R and O. Is there an A? Yes. You just wrote really slow, but you couldn't go too slow because then the next word was coming, and she was verbalizing it. So tough teacher rules sometimes. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very. Oh, we're out of the World Health Organization too. Trump did that.
That too.
He withdrew us from
I
the.
thought it was just the Paris Accord.
Another executive order, cutting ties with the United Nations Public Health Agency. Okay. Anyway, moving along. Thank you very much for listening in. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for making it in. Good luck with the car.
Oh, the car's good. Once it got defrosted.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned. The Woonsocket Prevention Coalition is coming up next, followed by Gary Smith and Do You Remember with his crew. And we also have the Woonsocket City Council meeting tonight at 7 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey has reached an agreement